Hello and welcome to Chapter 311 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
I was trying to think of the 311 song or any 311 song, and you know when you try to think of something and it just your mind just goes blank immediately.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, that
oh
happens to me just right
yeah,
there. I'm doing good though. Doing good.
yeah. Well, you got me inspired. At 316, at chapter 316, I'll get two beers smashed on the together and
There you
start our episode.
go.
Maybe get a glass shattering sound effect, and we'll
Yeah, that
go
won't
on
get
right
us
away.
banned or anything.
Copyrighted.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Have a nice long weekend ahead of me. Although I say long, I'm gonna be down here editing stuff. Although I am taking my daughter to go see. She wants to go see the Minions movie. So I'm going to be
hmm
doing that tomorrow before we go pick up one of her friends
Okay.
for a sleepover.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. But other than that, just going to try and enjoy the weekend. What about you? How you doing?
Doing well, Joe. Unfortunately, I told you a little bit before we started that I had an unexpected car
Yeah.
expense. We had to get the tires changed with and balanced, which is standard. Change
No,
after
great.
winter, put in the summer, or well, all seasons here. And they told us we needed new brake pads. So I took them to a new place, but that was close to Allison's work, and I had the day off today, so I brought it there, dropped it off, walked away, came back to a $500 bill for brakes and rotors on the back, which EA and I was supposed to be on Marvel Alliance last night, but when Allison told me that when she got home from work, I basically had to take the car into the walk-in garage to get it fixed so that we didn't have any further damage. And yeah, I don't think it would have survived a almost 1 a.m. Uh, finish time as I listened to the episode this morning. I don't think it would have survived that. So
All right.
yeah,
How long was the episode? I'm going
it
to be.
was 1:44.
Whew.
So it would have started at 10:40 my time. So that would have been pretty close to 1 a.m. As you get. So yeah, I don't think I would have survived that. So
I
um,
mean, it was 3 episodes of
3 episodes,
X
yeah,
Men
yeah.
'97 season
So
two.
for that.
So yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
and there was so much in there. Like I'm disappointed I couldn't
Don't
show
tell
up.
me. Still,
Not saying anything,
haven't watched season one. So
but so good. And we got a couple animated stuff, things to talk about here
yeah.
today, which I'm really excited about. The stuff that fell by the wayside with the Supergirl movie, and there is some fallout to that. We'll get into all that
Mhm.
stuff, but before we get into that, let me get the network plugs out of the way. So we are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is the Walk Through the Multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. And on Saturdays is DC Alliance. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the GeekVerse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, and Star Wars Alliance. If you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only, but if you want all 6 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar like we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition has been recorded by myself and Joe. It is in the can. It is being edited. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a choppy connection, so I am doing the 2 separate audio versions and editing it that way. So I'm
That takes
halfway through
time.
that.
That takes time.
Yeah, uh, I just takes time, like you said. So that will be finished. Luckily, it's not a super long recording, Joe. If it was like an hour and a half, I think I might cry. But no, it's not that long. So we're okay with that. And we also have the Marvel Alliance guys with a new show, Cape Expectations, going over the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, 5 episodes at a time. They've already put out their first episode, so be on the lookout this month in July for the next one of those. We also have Joe's Multiverse Minutes from the 1st and the 15th of every month. Joe reviews a Disney film, not just reviews it, but gives you fun behind the scenes facts, tidbits, all that sort of thing. Joe, what came out on the 1st and what's coming out on the 15th?
Yeah, I just put out the episode talking about the Tigger movie.
I
One,
used to love Tigger. He was the bomb.
sure, the old Tigger when it
Yeah.
was connected to Winnie the Pooh. This one was, yeah.
Oh, that's
I've
good
never. This is
stuff.
the first time watching it. I've never seen it. I, I'm used to the classic, you know. So, and I'm also used to the. So I'm used to the many adventures plus new adventures on the old TV show. But it's still Winnie the Pooh stuff. It's fun. There was some interesting things that I found out about the Tigger movie. So go give that one a listen. That one's kind of fun. Next up, though, is Dinosaur, the
Oh,
live action, air quotes, dinosaur, because it's all CGI. I think I've seen this one once, so
okay.
I'll rewatch it and we'll see if I actually remember it or not.
I that's one I do not remember at all. So I don't know if I've seen that one. Maybe if you
I
showed me a cover or something, I might know. But
it like the cover is like a dinosaur eye, like it
no,
looks more
definitely.
yeah it
I think Godzilla immediately when you said that.
that's
There
fair.
was a poster from the 2000s
I
one with
mean
the
it's
eye.
from that era, so it guarantee it's
Probably
similar thing.
riding those
Yeah,
coattails. But yeah, we thank everyone for that's patron. If you're not a patron, take a quick 30, 60 seconds, rate and view the podcast on your podcast app of choice. Helps out people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, Joe. Supergirl has been out for over a week now, and
yeah,
not a great first 7 days since
no,
Wednesday when it came out. So 48.9 million. That's about what Terminator Genesis and Tomorrowland did in their first 7 days.
Ugh.
There's a huge second weekend drop incoming for likely 10-day domestic box office of around 60 million, heading to a final of 78, 75 or 80. And it's
And
just
again,
complete
this
misfire
week,
for DCU.
yeah, this weekend we've got the Minions movie coming out, so that's
Yeah.
gonna get the family pool.
And then next weekend is,
Odyssey, and
yeah.
that's gonna get everybody else.
And then 2 weeks from that is Spider
Spider
Man.
Man, yeah. So
Not
this
good, Joe.
it it might get a little bit of more money in the next week or two, but they needed what they say. I think Safran's statement maybe talked about it, but um, they had said they needed at least 300 million to break even,
Yeah.
and I don't think they're gonna get that.
No, I don't think so either. And Safran said, uh, and I quote here, while Supergirl didn't meet our box office expectation, it's just one component of a broader long term strategy at DC Studios that we remain confident in. Obviously, he has to say that, of course. Uh,
Yeah, got to toe the company line.
I just wonder where the Paramount bought this, and they spent a whole bunch of money. I wonder, like how, like I hope Man of Tomorrow kills, and I hope Clayface is an underrated hit here. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, it. So, I know we were talking prior to us hitting record, but this movie, this shouldn't have been the second movie. Like it was, we both liked the movie. We both did like the movie. It wasn't a good movie,
no,
but we did
yeah,
both enjoy the movie.
no, it's just okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I liked it a little bit better than you, but
you'd like to look at them more than me. Yeah,
yeah,
just like Superman.
right. It's I think if this had been maybe like the fourth or fifth movie, it may have gotten a better pull. But at the same time, though, it's also one of the movies out there where it was already having a bad rep because of who what it was fighting against. You know,
Yeah,
it it's a female led superhero movie, and those have been notoriously bad. With the exception, the first Wonder Woman movie did gangbusters. It was amazing. But then you look at all the other ones.
and I
Captain
think
Marvel did bad. Black Widow did bad.
Captain Marvel, the first one made 1 billion, but I think because it was between
It was yeah.
Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. It was the
Everybody
middle
thought
movie.
it was connected, which it was. But everybody thought it was. You had to watch this to understand what's going on between those two movies. You
Yeah,
didn't. You
no,
really didn't. And so people went to saw it because it was the next one right after Infinity
those two.
War.
Yeah,
So
but
like that's why it made money.
yeah, in
No
my
offense,
opinion.
it was a good movie. I really
Well, the
enjoyed that
second,
movie.
I enjoyed that one more than the first one. The second one, I mean, I enjoyed that
Yeah,
one more than the
yeah, the
first one.
second one had its issues,
Yeah,
but then you got Black Widow. That was another one that one should have been made 5 years prior. That
yeah,
was a good movie.
yeah,
Came out at the wrong time.
terribly hard. Yeah, just like the Wonder Woman in the DC animated universe, where they put it at the last one
Right.
before Justice League Apocalypse War. You're like, what are you
Another
guys
good
doing?
movie.
Yeah,
Terrible time they put it because it is Wonder Woman origin story. You've already had her like 5 different times. Why are you putting her in the second to last movie of this whole series? What are you doing?
and I just want to say too, Variety has a little bit of a back and forth with Gunn now. They're being a bit dickish in my opinion, but now Gunn called them out for some of
Variety?
their reporting. So they have an article out now. Supergirl braces for 100 million loss. What DC Studios should learn from its box office ban. And yeah, there's just I just don't understand. It said Warner Bros. DC Studio adaptation was centered on Kara misfire for 37.1 million and 62.6 globally. The big budget film is shaping up to be a money loser for DC. 170 million to produce it and 120 million to market it is what they're saying. And yeah, this was always going to be a tough hurdle for DC and Warner Bros. Because Supergirl isn't a character that has ever created an event level blockbuster, says an analyst Jeff Bach of Exhibitor Relations. Sorry about that. Audience perception of Supergirl was not good. This is just a case of the film wasn't good enough to become an event.
Which he's not wrong. The show, I mean, as much as I love the show, you love the show, it wasn't a hit.
No. Well, the first season on ABC was
CBS.
Sorry, was good, and
Yeah,
got
that
a
was
lot
great.
of eyeballs. But they went immediately from that to a place
To
for average
CW.
0.8.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think because it was something different on CBS, and it was like, holy crap, this is awesome. But then once it went to CW, once CBS dropped it, it was just like, all right, it's just falling into that formula, and it became another Arrowverse, TV show. And I've been seeing,
yeah,
I did see the post from Helen Slater, the original Supergirl, the first Supergirl, praising Millie Alcock for her role.
yeah, and she was great.
Praising this movie.
I got no time for people that are like making fun of her or like clipping little clips of her appearance and going at her. Like you're
Right.
like just
what really got me is the people who are like, here we have Melissa Benoist, like she was an amazing one. Bitch, you were bitching at her saying she was terrible back in the day. Fuck off.
You said this whole thing was terrible back then. So
yeah. Then they also try and do the same thing with Sasha Calle. Like, oh, we already had Supergirl with her. You didn't give her the chance. You didn't go see Flash. Screw you.
You didn't even want it to happen, Joe.
Right. So no, get out of here. You're not even watching this one. Shut the hell up.
And we got something from Geek Vision, so it'll talk about a couple things shared in our chat today. So it's behind the Supergirl ban, competing cuts, creative differences, exclusive. So usually test scores go up and away, but this March the score for Supergirl actually went down when DC Studios held a bake-off testing competing cuts from filmmaker Craig Gillespie and from the studio run by James Gunn and Peter Safran. That already sounds like a recipe for disaster, like what happened in previous regime, which does not seem smart at all. It was a moment of extreme disappointment for those involved, as the stakes were high, particularly for DC. Supergirl would be a key test for the Warner Brothers division as its first feature not written and directed by Gunn following last year's inaugural outing Superman. It needed work to prove the studio could expand beyond projects beyond Gunn, the A-list filmmaker behind Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker, and Suicide Squad, and the very public face of the brand. Months later, the Supergirl outcome is now well known. We obviously know what it made. And while that failure need not be an indictment on the slate, there's been all sort of think pieces as to why the movie failed. Was Alcock right for the role? Was Gillespie right for the take? Our audience is tired of superheroes. Was opening movie in late June a mistake? Yes, it was. Was the budget too high? No. The fate of Supergirl may have been seeded early on. Gunn and Gillespie had creative differences over the direction of the film, numerous sources told The Hollywood Reporter, and the film never found its footing in post-production process. The test scores, which are counted on a scale of 100 points, never escaped the 60s, according to multiple insiders. Another insider said the movie's top score was 70. They were not creatively aligned. It's a polite way of describing it. That's not stuff that I like to hear.
No.
Especially considering what Gunn said when he was introduced in the universe about
right.
directors and writers.
Right. Yeah. Each director, each writer is going to have their own vision, and we are going to honor that vision. Sounds like you didn't honor that vision, my dude.
No, and that's not good. He's already getting harpooned a little bit too. Before that, just for the failure of the movie. Other insiders dispute this characterization, saying Gunn, Safran, and Gillespie had a normal amount of healthy friction. Any filmmaker in the studio has as part of the process of making a movie better. And multiple sources say the duo respect the filmmaking chops of Gillespie, known for guiding Margot Robbie to an Oscar nomination in I, Tonya. Filming wrapped in 2025, and early as fall of that year, the studio and Gillespie knew the movie wasn't working. After December test screening proved to be just okay, the studio decided to take matters into its own hands and took charge of the post-production to make its own cut. The studio enlisted writer Jeremy Slater, a Gunn favorite who previously wrote an unmade feature based on DC superheroes, to team The Authority to help with the post-production process. So you got the person that couldn't crack The Authority that you really wanted to make and didn't make. Oh no. The extent of Slater's involvement is unclear, although it seems he helped write scenes for the 9-day shoot of additional photography. Original screenwriter Anna Nogueira remained involved in the post-production process as well. One issue at play was the climactic fight, which was reconfigured. Other issues, and I can't stand that needle drop, and I just feel like you said, I watched it again, and the Mr. Terrific thing did not stand out to me, could not have stood out to me more.
Right?
After we had that chat,
I was definitely feel like they're trying to do the same thing.
This should not be
failed.
Yeah, it should not be a trademark in every movie or anything.
No, and I'm afraid that they're gonna do something similar in Man of Tomorrow, or maybe hopefully they saw this and it didn't work, so they're going to, if they try to do that, they're gonna pull it out. Hopefully. And
the movie had at least 4 test screenings, according to sources, with screenings held in December 2025 as well as February, March of this year. And while social media users and critics are dunking on the movie's use of the cover Jimmy Eat World sign in the middle, the big needle drop in the final set piece at the February screening was a cover version of Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. That choice came from Gunn, but ultimately was abandoned for the Jimmy Eat World cover. The movie employed 2 editors. There was Tatiana Regal, Gillespie's line post partner, who edited most of his films, and then there was Fred Raskin, Gunn's longtime cutter, who worked on all Gunn's DC stuff in Guardians of the Galaxy films. Raskin is also Quentin Tarantino's go-to editor. He was brought on later in the process and proved a key instrument in the studio's slowly heavy hand. There were test scores. No, there were signs that things weren't getting better. Deep into winter, test scores improved and hadn't improved and hit lows of 70s. However, rather than continue to tinker away at that cut, the studio decided to force a bake-off by creating 2 cuts, one by Gillespie and one by studio. It was unclear what major differences emerged, but one source says Gillespie's version was 11 minutes longer and featured more of the villain Krim. When the 2 competing versions tested, the score surprisingly dropped significantly, although the studio inched out ahead of Gillespie's, but only by 2 points, according to sources. Gillespie's version scored strong on song choice, pacing, and villain, eking out a win, even a middling one. The studio chose its cut as the one to go in the theaters. A studio insider says the differences were not particularly pronounced.
I swear to God, if we get a director's cut of this movie,
I don't want this. I'm just over that stuff now. It's like, you're supposed to let them do what they want to do. Studio insiders paint the back and forth as routine. Others say it was opposite. It happens more than you think, but it's not normal. The studio's going to put money into the testing process. It means they feel strongly about certain things.
I'm sure this happens all the time.
They said the filmmaker bake-off doesn't happen as much.
Right.
It's not normal.
Probably not. But happens, the testing... Yeah, testing back and forth, the filmmakers and the studios going back and forth, probably happens all the time. But having 2 films, like the directors and then the filmmakers, separate films, and all right, here we go, figure out which one you want, that seems odd.
That seems super odd. As a point of comparison, the canceled Batgirl and box office disappointment Shazam! Fury of the Gods tested in the 60s as well, like Supergirl's tests, most of them. And from that point
if that's the case, just put out the Batgirl movie.
That's what I mean. If Gillespie believes strongly that something should be in the movie, he had to advocate for it. While Supergirl didn't meet our box office, we already read that comment by Safran. And in many ways, the strategy remains intact. Despite the setback, Gunn and Safran will continue to guide the ship. It is unclear whether when the deal's contracts are up, but sources believe it's either the end of 2026 or the end of 2027. By then, DC Studios will have released not only Clayface, but a mildly budgeted horror film, but also Man of Tomorrow, which Gunn is currently directing, which is slated to open July 9th, 2027. The Batman from Matt Reeves has an October 1st, 2027 date, but stands separate from the DCU.
Make sure to emphasize that one.
Put that in there.
Because when it was 20... What year did they sign? That was 23? 24 when they became the heads?
I think so. Maybe 22, something like that. 23 it was, Joe.
Yeah, what year did we have the no movies?
23, and in 24 we had 4, or 24 we had 4. Yeah, I think, or 23 was when we had those 4 movies.
Yeah, because 25 was Superman. Because we had 24, we had no movies, so they signed in the beginning of 23, I think. Either way, so yeah, so they had a 5-year contract, maybe.
Uh, October 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if that means they end in 27, 28, if they only signed on 5 years, and then maybe they'll sign them for another 5 years, like
Who knows, Joe? I just I have no idea anymore. This is like Steve Ian starts painting back with it. So okay. Uh, and Gunn will continue to exercise his ideas, especially his penchant for spotlighting lesser known side characters. This is one I got no a
I
Superman spin-off focusing on Jimmy Olsen, played by Scene Stealing Skylar Gizmodo.
he didn't
Is
steal
getting
anything
no, I did not
except
like
for
it.
Eve Tessmacher's heart.
There you go. Well, not only every lady in Metropolis is hired,
Well,
uh, is getting a comedic take with a mockumentary style series, DC Crime, that will shoot this fall. And they're also saying they want Gorilla Grodd to be like a comedic actor to play him. And no, I'd rather have him serious. Like Grodd is supposed to be serious. Like you, oh,
they're gonna turn him into Monsieur Mala from
oh,
Adventures of
don't say it,
Not
don't
Adventures
say
of
that,
Superman.
don't say that. There's
What?
also
He's
this.
great in that though. Him and
That's in
Brain.
that, yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
love that, yeah. Same
those
thing
two
with
are
him in
great.
Doom Patrol.
No. That one was something else.
Uh, there's also a series focused on Mr. Terrific, played by Superman breakout Eddie. Uh,
That's a
that's,
breakout.
yeah, that is an active development with Alan Heinberg from The Sandman writing the pilot. But
Mm,
Supergirl's failures does put a scrutinizing spotlight on Gunn, who has positioned himself as the face of the company, and no other studio head has before. As no other studio head has before, thanks to his output on social media and comments in the press about quality control. Other studio heads, such as Marvel's Kevin Feige or Warner's Pam Abdi, are known for getting vigorously involved in the post-production process, but none are filming filmmakers making their own movies while also running or co-running a major studio. There is no modern precedent. Steve Silver runs Amelin, a production company, not a studio arm. Rob Reiner was partner at Castle Rock, uh, but it was run by Alan Horn. More recently, filmmaker Jennifer Lee ran Walt Disney Animation Studios until 2024 before stepping back to refocus on directing.
all right.
The challenge for Gunn and DC Studios is to navigate this fine line of being filmmaker friendly while also trusting his strong artistic point of view that has guided him throughout all his career. DC Studios, however, has other challenges looming larger than Supergirl's failure or the villainy of Brainiac. There are anxieties of David Elson's Paramount's upcoming acquisition of Warner's, and perhaps the biggest challenge ahead for Gunn and Safran may be guiding a superhero studio right now, as superhero movies are no longer the bulletproof genre for moviegoers. Generation Z does not care about superhero movies, noted one studio head. That genre belongs to millennials.
Yay!
It's us.
We did something good. Wait
They're
a
talking about
minute.
us. Wait, no, no. So yeah, this was. There's a lot of fallout here from this. I hope they
Yeah.
continue. It's the thing that sucks for them, Joe, is like we don't have anything else coming besides Clayface, and if Clayface doesn't make a lot of money, that's an awful sour taste in the DC's mouth and studio head's mouth before waiting until next June to get, or July, to get Man of
July.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't make more than Superman, if that doesn't,
I just yeah. If that one fails, they need to just literally just stop
start over
everything.
and just
I
actually
mean,
stop and let Reed focus on his Batman
yeah.
for a little bit and then start over.
Let him finish his trilogy if he wants to do a trilogy, and then just literally just stop. Just
Wait
stop
a year
making
or two
movies.
and then put out a Justice League movie that is pretty
No,
faithfully
don't
adapted
even do
from
that.
Secret Origins in the animated series, and then
No,
go off that.
don't
Yeah,
even do that. Like
no,
no, just
you
because
got to try to revive this property, Joe. It's worth money, and they just paid
but
billions of dollars for to get it. So they're not
it,
going to just be like, yeah, let's set it out here, guys.
they're already failed. The problem is they can do anything they want. If people don't go to the theaters to go see this stuff, it doesn't matter how much they put into it.
Well, it
And
all depends on what you
people
want to
aren't
create it into it. Like you could be like the guy Taylor Sheridan and have like 6 or 7 shows going at one time that are all successful, and you could have them kind of connected together and a big budget level. I don't know. It's just this stuff is scaring me because I kind of want. I know we're getting lanterns. Everything that's shooting right now we're getting. So we're getting the Batman. We're getting lanterns. We're getting Man of Tomorrow.
right. Like
After
those are
that,
definite. Clay
I
faces
don't.
are done. We're getting that. Like
I don't
those are
see
definite
anything
projects.
getting greenlit until after that. Man of
Which
Tomorrow.
sucks because that means we won't get anything until at the earliest late 28.
Yeah.
At the
I
earliest.
I don't know. No, it's just we'll take our first ad break of the evening, and then we'll get back to this. Listeners, we're on Ad Support Network. We're gonna pick the ads or volume. Going to be a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe.
Real quick. So Alex here is talking about Vampire Lestat. I figured it out on the second message here. I'm not watching that. My girlfriend's watching it. So I don't know if the Queen of the Damned, Queen Akasha, is going to show up. I'm not watching the show.
Oh, I thought he was talking about X-Men. To be honest with you.
Well, once he said AMC,
Yeah, that's
said
when I
Queen
was
of the
like,
Damned right there.
I didn't see
So,
that last comment. I was
Yeah.
looking at the show notes and reading off the article.
That's fair. But no,
so, yeah.
I don't watch it. I don't know if you watch it. My girlfriend
No.
watches it.
I don't watch it.
I know she's been loving it. I can tell you that much.
But yeah, this is just hopefully there's things settle down a little bit for Supergirl. And again, if you don't like the movie, that's fine. Like myself, I didn't enjoy the movie super a lot. I was just okay to like a little bit better than okay.
I had fun with it.
I haven't posted about it. I haven't shit posted anyone or wrote
How
like how
dare you
dare
not
you?
do that?
Like how dare you? I just let it be. We go on. We got lanterns coming in literally a month and a week. So 5 or 6 weeks. Like, and we got X-Men 97 out right now. I know it's different from DC, but then we have Batman Cape Crusader coming out at the end of this month. So like I will talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm super excited, Joe. And we're going on to something that's been really fun, and we're going to get a new episode tonight, I think.
Tomorrow night.
For tomorrow night. For
Saturday night
My
and
Adventure
Sunday.
with Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out Sunday morning is when we'll watch it. So, yeah, we have 2 episodes here. Mobile Suit, Toy Man, and All's Fair in Love and Worms. So, those are 2 episodes that we watched. What do you think about the second episode, Joe?
Second episode?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, the
Toy
Man.
Yeah.
Fun. They're at a convention, and conventions are always good. Jimmy being Lois is pushing Jimmy to, express his feelings.
Jimmy shooting
to
himself in the
Lois.
foot so much here, too.
Oh, so much. But yeah, Lois is telling him to express his feelings to Supergirl because Supergirl is all about Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Jimmy's is like, she doesn't know any better. I'm just this not country bumpkin, but like the first person that she's ever really known. And I don't want to be this. Basically, I don't want her. I want her to experience other things. And so because of all that, obviously he puts his foot in his mouth and he basically tells her to go out and date other people. And then he gets very jealous of it as he's watching her date, like speed dating all these people at the convention.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid idiot. Stupid idiot.
I also love Cat picking at him too.
Cat was fun
the
this
next
episode.
episode, that's this episode.
This episode.
Yes, she was, and I also love how I'm going to be honest with you. Part of me thinks that Winslow's shot would have been good if Lois didn't just like go on him for like the 20 of the 22 minutes of this episode. Did he totally buckles at the end and goes to being evil?
I'm not 100% sure.
I know. I think
because he did have everything there.
Yeah.
Like she had caught onto him. That being said, though, like maybe he wasn't going to do anything. Who knows? But the fact that he had that there meant that he probably was going to use it at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have brought all that tech to make yourself into a giant mech suit at this convention if you weren't going to use it.
Agreed. I did like some of the action here as well, like the Russian criminals going into the bank.
I was mistaken. I thought that was Conduit. I was wrong. That was
And
what Whiplash, I think is what her name was.
I think that's right, Whiplash. And yeah, Whiplash. And yeah, they take him out, but it's not as easy because like they got kryptonite.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, geez, like everyone got kryptonite nowadays.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you can just buy it at the store now.
But apparently, like because Brainiac's invasion left kryptonite all over Metropolis.
Yeah.
So,
but I also love it when her kryptonite battery runs out, and Superman like he clocked that, and so he basically was just waiting her out. And then as soon as he
making
captures her
basically try to like run it.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, she's like, "Oh, I think I'm in love." Like she just falls for him because he's very gentle with her, like because that's how Superman is. He's a nice, like when he's capturing people, he does it in the nicest way possible. Yeah. And we see that in the next episode too, and we'll get there. But it's just one of those things where he is going to do it in a very kind manner. He'll come at you in a very kind manner first, but then if he has to get violent, he'll get violent. You know?
Yeah, and
that's Superman.
And here we get Bizarro shows up for a minute at the convention and then bails out.
Yeah, he's walking around because he's trying to understand what Metropolis is, and he sees a picture or a poster board or a standee of Superman, and he recognizes him because it's the guy who rescued him. And then this is when Toyman Winslow busts out his mech and starts to bust up the con, and then Superman hops in to save the day, but
it's not
Clark hasn't changed yet.
Nope. It's Hank Henshaw as Cyborg Superman. It's our first appearance of him here.
Really cool. Really like that.
Yes, especially how we step it up in the next episode. But even more so, he stops him, and then Lex congratulates him and basically puts him back on ice until he's needed again. And that was that episode, which, Joe, I thought it was a really fun episode.
I had a good time with it. The comedy,
was a good reveal.
I mean, the comedy in this whole show has always been good. It's always been like
good balance. It's a good balance.
Yeah.
And the second one is basically a speed matchmaking, speed dating, Tinder type of thing here. Is Tinder still a thing? I don't know.
I think it is. Okay. But one thing I liked about both these episodes is it is pulling a lot of deep references, a lot of deep cuts. Last one had a lot of like Superman's best friend, Jimmy Olsen, like issue stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like especially Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane stuff in it. This one's another one where it had Superman's best pal, Jimmy Olsen, tropes to go in this one. Like I like that. That's really awesome.
This has some cool stuff in it.
Yeah, they're not skimping on this stuff. And if you know your history, you'll get those references. But you don't have to though, which is also good. It's really cool.
Things also amp up plot wise in this episode as well. The second one here. So Jimmy basically and Supergirl go speed dating in this episode. Jimmy finds Giganta. We don't know if she's Giganta at the moment, although if you knew.
Come on, if you're paying attention, she's wearing a leopard outfit. Come on.
And she ends up injecting Jimmy with something that makes him transform into a werewolf.
Yep.
So yeah, I did enjoy that. I enjoyed the Clark stuff with Lois and Lois being scared for Clark accelerating the relationship a little too quickly. And yeah, the stuff with Hank Henshaw was fantastic here.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about with Superman being gentle, because we get Silver Banshee and her crew robbing a bank. Hank shows up and starts getting very violent with how he's taking out the criminals. When Superman swoops in and he's basically telling Banshee, he's like, "All right, give me the tech you took, give me your tech you have." And Hank is like, "Why are you being gentle with them? Why are you trying to save them?" And Banshee is just like, "Fine, here, take it. Like, I don't care anymore." And he looks to Hank and he's like, "See, you could just be nice about this. Can't we all be friends?"
This happens after he stops his punch, and then sends him flying into the wall, and then he gets her to give up the tech, and then that doesn't even stop him. Hank goes to punch him, and then him and Superman have it out for a bit, but it looks terrible for Hank. He
Well,
earlier than that too, he got his face plate blown off by Banshee's
yep.
cry too, so he looks more metal like robot, and he's fighting Superman, and then people start coming along and videotaping and watching, and it does not look good for him.
Well, yeah, because it was right after Superman disarms her.
Yeah,
He's like, look, he says that, we can stop this without violence. And then that's when Hank's like, yeah, no, I don't like that. He is about ready to blast her.
yeah,
But everybody's watching on. That's when Slade shows up. He's like, hey, boss wants to talk, and puts like a whole shield across around him and takes him back to Luthor.
hmm,
And Luther's like, yeah, you're going back on ice until we figure out what's wrong with you. And
yeah,
he's like, yeah, I don't think so. And goes to step up to Luther. Slade gets in the way, and Hank just beats his ass down.
yeah. Just smacks him one smack after
Yep.
the Deathstroke does like six things that doesn't do anything, and then he goes to Lex, and Lex presses the button immediately, and he has a
Yep.
failsafe,
Knocks him out.
obviously,
Yep.
that
Of course he does.
knocks him out. Of course, Lex. And what I really loved about this, Joe, was the end where we saw future Metropolis,
Yep.
and like there's like devastation everywhere, and we get Jimmy as part of the resistance. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, that was Jimmy. I couldn't tell who the other guy
John
was.
Henry Irons. It was.
The big guy?
Yep, John Henry Irons.
Okay.
Lex and a mysterious boy that looks like Superman and is dressed in a similar uniform. Uh, so it is obviously Superboy. And Lex gives the boy a time traveling device and basically says, "Go back and stop this from ever happening," while the robots kill everybody else.
Yeah.
So, wow, they're doing a uh, past and future thing going on, and I'll be interested to see Superboy. Will Superboy have part Lex DNA and part Superman DNA like some of the comics, or will it be a little different here? Will it be
My
fully,
assumption he will,
yeah.
especially with how Lex was there,
My
sending him back.
assumption now is that he's Lois and Clark's son, because that'll
I,
freak out Lois a lot with this whole
that's
uh,
what I think they'll say
yeah.
when they show up, when he shows up. But I assume by the end of the season, it'll be revealed. It'll be
But yeah,
Lex.
that's gonna really freak out Lois, I think.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really like these two episodes, Joe.
they both
And
were good, really good.
yeah,
I also was very curious
yeah,
how they were gonna get
that
Superboy
next
in this.
episode is guess who's slamming the dinner.
Nice.
Same. Now I know. Now we know. So I had no idea. I was like, are they just gonna like Lex gonna clone him or what?
Yeah.
So Joe, we'll take our final ad break of the evening, and we got a little bit of news to get through. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ads or volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're down. Apologies for my internet, Joe. There is thunderstorms out, so let's hope we can get through this last little bit without any cutoffs here.
We'll
So
see.
we have 2 trailers to watch here to talk about. We'll talk about them pretty quickly. Want to get them brought up here? Okay, there we go. We have Batman Nightfall and
Yay.
Batman Cape Crusader. So this big, close it for a second. Okay, let's share our
Yes,
screen
sir.
here. Share screen. Okay, Batman Nightfall. Let's go. Got closed captioning here. It's going to be a quick one, but the other one, I don't even need to load up. It's right there. Okay, perfect. So, Batman Nightfall, Joe.
Yeah, I was worried when the pictures came out because I thought this was going to be just the first because we knew it was going to be a trilogy,
Yeah.
and I thought this was just going to be the trailer for the first movie. No, it's a trailer for the whole trilogy, which awesome, good, awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
That's what I like as well. three-part movie event. We see all the villains that get released here by Bane, and we see Batman going back after dealing with them, just completely defeated. And then he sees Bane. I love how they got Anson Mount to do Batman because he was a really good voice even in Injustice. But you know, that was awful. This looks really great too. Bane looks really menacing. Batman looks like the wear and tear on his body.
He does need. He should have a little bit of a beard, but that's me being picky.
Yeah. And yeah, we have Tim Drake's Robin here as well.
Yep.
And obviously the
Azrael.
yeah, the Bat replacement goes a little out of hand here. I do love
The
seeing
Tally
Nightwing.
Man. I love it.
I love seeing Nightwing here. In a second.
Yeah, I'll say that was
Yeah, right
Azrael.
here.
We're talking. There's Nightwing.
Yeah, there we go.
Asbats. Oh, look. Oh, I love it.
I can't wait to Joe. This is great. And yeah,
I've been a fan of that series, that storyline forever. Yeah, I cannot wait.
and we have another trailer here, Batman Cape Crusaders.
I'll admit, haven't actually watched this one yet. So,
Oh, I love this too. Yeah, it's becoming a war. It's not just a fight; it's a war. And the main villain in this season is the main villain at the start of the season is Riddler, and he's
Okay.
more of a Tommy Gun style '30s villain. Yeah, I haven't seen any Riddles in the row. I don't know who this is. I can't remember. I don't know if he's in a previous. I don't think he was in last season, so I can't remember.
could there be Black Mask, maybe?
Maybe, and yeah, we hear Batman punches so many people in this trailer.
Oh, nice.
He does a lot of punching. There's his Mad Hatter.
Mad
with
Hatter,
the
love it.
switch, and yeah, this is the Riddler.
There he is. Which that fits for the aesthetic of the show.
Yeah, and Bruce Timm's
Ooh,
and yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams, and yeah, Riddler is like I'm running things. It's a question mark with Tommy Gun, but we don't see anything else. People boarding up their windows.
Ooh,
Yeah, and they watch Batman just punching people, just straight punching people all the time, blowing up a hand grenade with his batarang, and yeah, Pennyworth get the car.
I
The
need
car
the
looks
car.
fantastic. The car looks fantastic too. I'm not sure if that's Poison Ivy or not. I think it is, but
looked like it.
and she's
Was it?
working with Riddler. That's what I thought. I thought it was the exact same thing you just thought of, Joe. Rocketeer.
Roxy Raccoon or Roxy Rocket, whatever
I
her
thought it
name
was
is.
Rocketeer, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, it looked like Rocketeer, but
And then we got
um,
Harley Quinn,
yeah.
and yeah, Batman be
Which
blowing
I thought
up.
she left.
Riddler going crazy here, and the ending is quite nice here. We had a couple supernatural episodes in the first season
You're
as
right.
well, and yeah, this is the one here where the phone rings, and he goes over and answers it, and it's the Joker. And this is more of
Ooh.
a I've come to awaken you, and the Joker's in there to show you, and Batman's like, show me what, and Joker's like, what you are, and then Batman just punches a shit ton of people. Montage of punching, and it's the Joker there. So,
Oh,
really
heck yeah.
excited for this. We got a couple of really good things here.
In the month.
Yeah, so super excited for that, Joe. We got some DC animated news here as well. Hold on here. So, at Annecy Animation Festival, it's all about celebrating different corners of animation. DC Studios might have just released Supergirl, but they began their DC universe with Creature Commandos, which was an animated original series. For the first time, DC Studios attended this festival with the help of Sam Register, Peter Safran, and Jake Wyatt, Matt Bean, Josie Capel, Rick Morales, and Tom King coming together on stage to provide a heap of updates on already announced shows and some brand new announcements on what's to come. Creature Commando Season 2. The first season, we've already known a lot about that. The new members joining Creature Commando, which is now being led by the Bride, will consist of Kalalis, King Shark, and Nosferatu. And we got some look at their designs and details on their involvement in the upcoming season. Kalalis has been described as a 1,000-year-old mummy who has a great relationship with Weasel. Although Weasel continuously eats his ribcage, his power set has been teased with having the ability to resurrect himself, which will play part of the storyline for Season 2. King Shark returns after not just appearing in the finale of Creature Commando Season 1, but is yet another character being brought back from the deceased DCEU. His character will be explored further in season 2, I was given more backstory, and then Nosferatu is a very young vampire, but she's not like your traditional vampire. She was experimented on and became a blood-sucking creature. So the tragic backstory that will be explored in the second season, similar to the first season, went through the backstories of each of the members. She's snotty, has attitude problems, and a contentious relationship with the bride, which is the complete opposite of the bride's relationship with Nina in season 1. Batman Cape Crusader. Next up, Batman Cape Crusader, which we get at the end of the month. There isn't a whole lot there. Just talking about the trailer that they had before. Tim never got to explore more adult storylines with Batman and the animated series. Given how quickly it rose in popularity and toys they sold, Warner Brothers Animation gave briefed Tim exactly what he wanted. And Cape Crusaders, working alongside Matt Reeves, who was heavily inspired by Tim for his own Batman, and James Tucker, who is now the sole showrunner of season 2. And yeah, it was the same trailer that was released online. Same thing with the Batman Nightfall. We got the same thing there. There is a release date for that as well, Joe, that I think I skipped over here. The rumored release date for the Nightfall is September 8th, 2026. Ooh. From the Movies Anywhere page for Batman Nightfall. Part 1. Part 1 is listed release date of September 8th, 2026.
Yep.
So, yeah, great news there.
We're going to be busy this fall.
Batman Part 1 was also screened to an audience at Annecy Film Festival on Tuesday. And there's some social media reactions to that as well. Get Jiro is something I don't know a whole lot about.
Yeah, I think we had talked. I remember it coming
Vertigo?
up. Yeah.
From Vertigo, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Mr. Miracle. It first got revealed last year at the film festival. Now Tom King has arrived to talk about Mr. Miracle, which he described as a love letter to Jack Kirby. When I say Jack Kirby is almost like a god in comics, he's the founding father of my entire industry. His imagination allows something called the Marvel Universe, also something called Star Wars Universe, although they don't give him credit. For those unaware, Mr. Miracle #1 opens up on scot-free surviving suicide attempt. King described the show as a story about what happens after trauma, recovering from trauma, about living again, and about how do you get out of that. And the biggest cliche, and the one way that works, is love. DC Studios' Mr. Miracle is a love story. It was a field secret announced at the panel that Mr. Miracle will be set in DCU, with Peter Safran confirming that. Tom King also said the actors that have been cast are brilliant and are actors going forward for the DCU as well. While they didn't announce the cast, they did play a clip where Barda and Scott spoke. In the clip, we also saw images of both Scott and Barda together. Mr. Miracle, a war with parademons attacking, and the iconic Darkseid is panel from the comics. Quickly glitching onto screen before we see a comic-accurate Darkseid sitting on the throne. The entire sizzle reel was played to frighten Rabbit's death dreams, a fitting choice for Mr. Miracle. Mr. Miracle will also be animated by the lovely people over at Titmus.
They do a lot of good animation.
And in my adventure with Green Lantern as well. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's just season 2, a Green Lantern appears in the show. To show what they look like in the Adventure universe. So yeah, there's going to be a Green Lantern in My Adventure with Superman season 2, I think. So yeah, we'll see what we get here. There's just some stuff about it. A clip was shown to feature Jessica Cruz saying the Green Lantern oath before proceeding into the most magical girl transformation that you can imagine. I assume that's going to be like Sailor Moon. That might be what they take, like Dragon Ball for the Superman here. As Cruz transforms, the talented Cravallo has transformed the oath into a song which plays over the transformation. If you're aware of Cravallo's singing skills, then you can imagine how majestic it sounds and how it amplifies the scene. So, and then we got DC Superpowers, which is a new preschool animated series following class of young heroes attending Alliance School for Heroes. I guess that's what I was asking about with Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends. So the first-time characters include Lightning, Plastic Man, Aquagirl, Green Lantern, and Terra. So this is a bit funny here himself. The biggest surprise of the presentation, however, was when there was a lot more focus on the new forthcoming Starfire series. Producer Josie Campbell announced that Hayden Walsh will be returning as Starfire herself in the new series, which will follow Princess Coriander after she makes a dramatic escape from her home world in Tamaran. Obviously, we know all that. In the preview footage, we saw her battling giant aliens and slowly learning to control her incredible powers from within her. Campbell herself described the series as one centered on empathy and hope. It's also worth noting that this isn't a spin-off to any pre-existing Teen Titan project, and it stands alone with with show's own continuity. And also a few surprises to close out the presentation. DC first announced Crypto, an animated show aimed at kids. Uh, Next up, DC Studios' first original anime production. The studio is making in conjunction with Warner Brothers Japan. It follows Joker as he launches a ruthless crusade on Gotham as he searches for Batman's killer. An interesting concept as we begin to learn who Joker really is when there is no Batman. And there's no details for that really. Final announcement was an adaptation of Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta's Absolute Batman. Snyder will be the executive producer and showrunner, while Dragotta will produce on the show as well. It'll be a fully CG show, and attendees at ANSI Animation Festival were shown some early previs looks from Stellar Creative Labs, which showcase Absolute Batman's look in front of a burning city's landscape. From mature comic adaptations like Mr. Miracle and Batman Nightfall to magical girl adventures, preschool superheroes, and ambitious anime projects, ANSI made one thing abundantly clear: animation isn't simply supporting DC's future; it's becoming one of the most exciting playgrounds. So yeah, pretty cool, Joe. Love all those announcements. I could not be more excited for those. And yeah, hey, GeekVerse, do you think we'll get the Terrifics in TV series? We talked about it before. It is a rumor that is the person who wrote Sandman is writing the pilot for that. Iggy.
Well, no. So the Terrifics are a team.
Oh yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about Mr. Terrific. My bad.
He was, yeah. He's talking about the Terrific show.
Yeah.
So, but he's meaning the Terrifics team. Honestly, it may get to that at some point. Let's get through the first. Let's see what we are offered first before we get to
depending on how successful the first season is.
Right. So, but I think it could be eventually. I'm not going to say it is a guarantee, but I can see the potential of that. The problem is you're introducing a few more characters because I don't remember everybody that's on the team. But I think I remember Plastic Man's on the team. I think there was who else? There was like two more people on there. And I can't remember who. I thought
I can't even remember, Joe, to be honest with you.
Metamorpho might have been. So they already have him in the show. So I'd have to double check. But yeah, so there we go. Phantom Girl. Thank you, Iggy.
So a little bit of news on Jimmy Olsen show. Sources tell Nexus Point News that production is scheduled to begin in August and continue through October of this year in Atlanta. Although Nexus Point News originally reported that production would take place alongside Man of Tomorrow, budgetary reasons delayed the series greenlight and delayed production, so the series will begin shooting right as the Man of Tomorrow wraps. Sources tell Nexus Point News that casting currently underway for co-leads of the series. Grodd, actors with comedic backgrounds, are being considered for a role that will be a voiceover role. God.
Seth Rogen, here we come.
Oh, don't say that to me, Joe. Other superpowered characters are being cast for the series, along with a lawyer role, possibly hinting at the series featuring Grodd on trial.
A lawyer role?
Yeah, I don't know. The series was developed by people who made American Vandal. I don't have any interest in seeing that. And after Supergirl,
you say that.
I don't know why.
We will watch it.
Another thing.
We'll watch the first episode.
Oh, I will watch it. I got no interest in it, but I will. I host a DC show. We'll see. It can't be worse than Gotham Knights, so you know what? We'll watch it.
Don't say that.
So we got.
It could be worse than Gotham Knights.
I don't want to jinx it. So we got some test screenings for Clayface, Joe. Apparently, Clayface has transformed multiple times, including a full transformation later at the end. Multiple sources rate the film around 7.5 to 8. Once again, praising its body horror, high emotional stakes, and Tom's acting in the film. We'll watch that too, and I'm not really a big horror fan, so we consume the thing.
I'm looking forward to
that. So, yeah. I don't know what the other thing is there. Oh, yeah, it was a picture of Clayface, the Clayface look. And the rumor they may be punching up a little bit at the end, but we could see a Batman towards the end of this. I don't know. DCU's Batman. Who knows? So yeah, Clayface is fully transformed, and it kind of looks like the picture that we have there, which I thought looked really cool. And yeah, I don't have a name, but John Campea is out here teasing for DC used Batman, saying he thinks he knows, but he doesn't want to put out any misinformation yet. The guy who
Yeah,
put
he
out
doesn't want
that
to get called a
Spider-Man
liar.
picture. And Iggy says, "Do you think we'll get more villains like Livewire or Metallo?" I think we
I
could
would
get them in
love.
Man of Tomorrow as one of those things to start off the movie. That have Superman taking down a villain or two, kind of a montage of Superman taking down some villains, and then we got more villains established that can either be in Creature Commandos, a Suicide Squad down the line, or even fighting Superman again.
Yeah, I would love to see more villains in some of these movies.
Same, Joe. Same. So we got a Smallville retro recap that is probably the worst one I've ever watched in my life. And of course, we
So
missed last
dumb.
week, which was really good. And then
Right?
we talked about this week, which is Stiletto, which is a dumpster fire that I don't even really want to talk about that much. We'll keep it brief because I think it's awful, Joe.
It was dumb.
It just didn't make any sense. And then coming off of that episode before with the adding stuff to the pilot essentially and having the old actors come back, you go to this. I'm like, what are we watching here?
I mean, yeah, you had the only one that you had come back was the young Lex.
I just meant you used the footage.
You used old footage, yes.
Yeah, that just reminded me
I
of the
not gonna
old
lie.
episode.
When as soon as I hit play, like they had the previously on, but then they started playing the the opening of the first episode. I'm like, wait, did they fuck up something here? I'm like, but no. Once they started showing the egg breaking open, I'm like, okay, we got it here. Now my only question with that is, you got Martha and Jonathan literally walking away with Clark, and then within like a minute, Lionel's men are grabbing Davis.
Yeah, like
They're not gonna grab
they wouldn't have seen him
the
driving back in
Kents.
truck with
Exactly.
spaceship.
Come on.
Like,
Come on.
So
Anyway, but that's besides the point. My only gripe, one of the gripes for this episode, is Chloe is apparently now all in on helping Davis.
yeah, I don't even get me talking because I forgot how back and forth this whole goddamn thing was. Like he's barely in this. He's in this for a
He's
little
not
tiny
in at
bit.
all. I mean, she's talking to him on the phone because for whatever reason he can't be in this episode.
Yeah.
And then when she's about ready to get mugged or talking to
He comes and kills somebody and
in a shadow, like
Yeah.
he Doomsday shows up in shadow form and drags the guy away. And Chloe's staring at him like, oh my gosh. And then she's the one disposing of a body in the dumpster behind the Talon. Like, what are you doing?
It's just so dumb, Joe. It's just so dumb. It's like I was just rolling my eyes and just being like, what am I watching here? Like at times I was like, what happened to you, show? I was like,
Right.
why did I love the last episode? Like it was so good. And I'm like, oh, this one. Like even when they dump him with the kryptonite shower and does nothing, I'm like, that's awesome. So
Like, that made sense. Him
Yeah.
becoming more powerful from the kryptonite made sense.
Yeah.
That tracks. Although, why did you have him being hurt by it when he was younger then?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Some holes to poke here, but you got where your suspenders of disbelief. But yeah, I
Yeah.
thought this was just the
This
terrible
is
episode.
less than average. Yeah, this is bad
Yeah.
episode.
And I'm just like, I hope next week's is good. Like,
I mean, this was episode 19. There's 22 this season,
yeah,
I think. So, like, I think this is the next episode is going to be turning to, hey, we got to start wrapping up and getting some of these plot holes or storylines.
Well, we got
come to an end.
Davis and B and Oliver in this next episode, so
Oh, good.
yeah, we'll have some fun with this. Joe, it's been a fun week. Not as fun for the people hoping Supergirl made a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I meant like the people with financial incentive behind it, but
Yeah, it just sucks that this. I hate to say that bombed, but
it did. It's just no
It
other
bombed.
way to talk about it. Like it's
Yeah.
not. Again, you could have expectation of films making more profit, but if it's not profitable, it's a bomb. So
I mean, I guess right now I can hope that it does better
I hope
on the DVD sales. The
same.
Blu-ray
Or
sales.
well, I hope that it doesn't. I hope that this week is not as bad as what the projections. are making.
Same, but I don't think it will be.
No, I hope that. Well, we still got our things. I can't wait for Lanterns. I hope Lanterns is a big hit.
Right.
So we'll be back next time, folks, with another episode. Until then, see you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.